What's going on, everybody? Here to give you a repair tutorial for the benQ Xbox 360 DVD disk drive. Today we're going to be replacing the eject motor slash belt that moves the gears, that opens it up. I will tell you that you don't always have to replace the motor. Sometimes you can actually just replace the belt. In fact, actually I would rather say that the belt is usually what the problem is. So I will show you how to do that first, just in case that's all you need to do, which will be a lot simpler than actually replacing the motor. But the motor does go out, it definitely happens, and so I'll be doing all that today. What you'll need is you'll need some little jewelry electronic Phillips head screwdrivers. If you need to remove the motor, you will need some solder. You will need a soldering iron, and I would suggest that you have a pen or pencil handy and some little post-it notes. If you don't have post-it notes, you can just use paper with maybe a little tape. The post-it notes definitely are going to be easier. So let's get started here. First, we're going to take this case off. Oh, also, before we get started, I would like to say that if you're not sure how to get to your disk drive, as you can see, a link is popping up now, and you can click on that link and go learn how to open up your Xbox 360 file. Once you've done that, then you can come back to this video and do this. So let's get this going here. Got to remove all 4 of these screws here. Just like so. Pop this off. Keep track of them screws. I like to put them inside some sort of tray or something with 4 sides. You can't even put it right in here because this does have multiple sides, so it shouldn't have a problem sliding out. That way you won't lose any of them. Alright. Now, one other thing I would like to say about this that's weird about this eject motor. Somebody else could probably do a better job than I'm about to, but these 2 wires and these 2 white wires right here, I believe are part of the eject system, but they don't have to be messed with. The only 2 wires are actually going to be the red and black wire that hook directly up to the motor. Those are the only things you're really going to have to mess with. So just keep that in mind, that you don't have to mess with these white wires whatsoever. So let's get the rest of this case off. Alright, now we need to get this the tray to eject, sorry. And to do that, there's a little piece of plastic right here. And what you do is you kind of push that in, and it'll eject it for you. Now you can pull the rest of the way out. Alright, now, if you're just wanting to replace the belt, this is the belt right here. So all you'd have to do is take this out, like so. Get your new one and pop it right back on there, just like that. And that's all you have to do. But like I said, if that doesn't work, if it still has problems and it's the motor, but I would definitely check that out first, because that'd probably be a cheaper way to try to fix it. Because those are probably only going to be a few dollars, whereas you'd have to pay several more dollars to get a new one of these. But just to be safe, and if you just don't want to have to mess with it, try to find a kit where it's both the motor as well as the belt, and just replace both of them at the same time. Alright, so what we're going to do now is this is the eject motor, and there's 2 little screws here. So we're going to take those out now. Just like that. Try to get those screws somehow to come out so you won't flip it over and lose them. Alright, we're going to flip this back over. As you can see, this is nice and loose now. What you do is these are kind of routed, so you'll pull all these wires out. And like I said, as you can see, it's only a red and black connected to this, and that's all we'll be desoldering, which is connected right here. This is where the post-it notes come into play. I just like doing this, and I like showing people this because it makes it a little bit easier. What you'll do is I write red and black on two areas of the sticky note. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm writing red and black. Then I'll separate them. And what I do is the black wire is this first one on this side. So what I'll do is I'll put this first sticky note right here. And then that'll let me know that that's where the black one goes. Then the next one that has red written on it will go right here. That way it's easy to keep track of which wire goes where, and you won't get it all mixed up and have to go back and redo everything later. Alright, so now we're going to take our soldering iron and put some solder on here. And then we'll start desoldering these. If you're good, you could probably take them both off at the same time, but they're not too hard. See, as you can see, that popped right out. But you just want to get enough solder on there to melt those little places and then get these to pop off. That's all there is to that. Alright, now let me get my replacement motor here. Just like this. We're going to set it back in here. It does kind of have a little place it will slip into in here. As you can see on this, there's several holes. They're actually all threaded, but the wires can actually go in this little slot right here, and so it'll slide right into place. Or it should. It did just a second ago. Kind of like that. Now what we'll do is we'll start soldering these back on. Or the new ones on, I guess you could say. So we'll get some solder on our soldering iron. And we'll put the black one here first, just like our makeshift diagram tells me. Now you want to hold it there for a second, just to make sure it's good. And give it a little tug, just to make sure it's on there nice and snug. Yes, I did just rhyme. Alright, now we'll go with the red one. Same thing there. Give it a little tug, make sure it's good. Alright, now it's always good to go ahead and reroute these back through here. Keeps everything organized and make sure you don't get them tripped up later on for whatever reason. The red and black one should go in these little slots right here first because these wires are thinner and the white wires are thicker, so they'll kind of hold everything in place for you. So do like that. Route them through, and then put these white ones there on top. There we go. And that is that. Now what we got to do is flip it back over and get these screws in here. So what you want to do is you'll hold it from underneath with your hand, kind of move it and twist it around until you see that it's about in the right place, and it'll kind of fit down in there. And then once you've got that and you see two clear screw holes, you'll get the screws and screw it back in. It's always nice to have the magnetic screwdriver so that you can hold the screw with the screwdriver instead of needing an extra hand. Just like that. They don't have to be super tight. They can just be pretty snug. You don't have to try to put any brute force into it. And there's that. Now we're going to take the belt. We're going to put it on there. Just want to make sure it can slip underneath the little slot in the gear. So just make sure it's tracked in there well. And to make sure you got it in there, move this back and forth, and this little gear and this little gear will move fluidly, I guess would be the better word. And that way you'll know that it's in there and it didn't slip down. And that's pretty much it. All we got to do now is just pop the top of this back on. And we'll go ahead and remove these little guys. And then get our bottom back on and screw it all back together, and you should be good to go. I hope this video was helpful and got you set back up into a good gaming position. If you found it helpful, I'd appreciate if you return the favor by liking the video or sharing it, or even better yet, subscribing to my YouTube page. I have a lot of repair tutorials. I have a lot of case modding, gaming console case modding and stuff like that. That's really cool. So definitely subscribe, or you won't be disappointed. But anyways, I guess that about wraps it up here. And until next time.